Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing? Hopefully the answer is very, very well. So I'm a little bit late setting up. I'm just going to quickly pop my little heart rate monitor on. Oh god, this is not the nicest band. Pop this on, lovely. And now we can hook it up to our thing. Let's switch to multi-stream chat. And Pulsoid, where are you? Pulsoid, lovely. Connected. And full screen. It's not picking up a rate there. Okay, yep, there we go. It's got a rate now. Lovely. Right, so we were working on cables, routers, and that was going to get us coal power. Now, our plan is going to be to set this place up here as a whole big thing to be working on, and we are going to eventually start doing smelting at source. At source smelting. So yeah, that'll be an exciting one for it. This here is... okay, we've got those there, don't need to worry about that. And in here we've got enough. Lovely. So let us turn these here over here. We're gonna turn this into cable construction. You are going to be recipe cable. 500 in there. Recipe cable 500 in there. So these are going to produce... how many do you make a minute? You make 30 a minute. Lovely. So that there is going to be take 60. Okay, so we got about 8 minutes, I'm going to say. That's going to give us time for us to start setting up some of our foundations. So you into there, we'll load up with these, and then we'll get some concrete while we're at it too. So that we can start setting up our nice little... why do I have this thing over the front of it? My taskbar won't go away now. There we go. Taskbar has gone away. Lovely. So we can construct a basic sort of thing down in here. We're going to do zoop and make it go 10 up this way. We'll get this and zoop 10 up. Zoop 10 up. So we've got 30 here. We can expand all these out so they'll be nicely done. We can get this down another 10 there. It allows our thing to still go through, so we should be fine. This, it's got clipping going on, but we can still work with it. So we'll set that up. We've got a very weird little setup going on, but it's going to be fine. So all of these will eventually lead down to the same place while it does its thing. Concrete we will have our constructors take care of down the line. So you here, we've got plenty of concrete there. We've got the rotors. Where is the one? Here we go. Cables. Let's grab a bunch of these. And okay, this is actually producing quicker than it's exporting. Let's go load the rotors in and we'll get the other things going. Then we can get some constructors set up above. We'll start taking care of our construction facility up here. That's going to be part of it. So, rotors and all, first things first. We'll pop all of these down into the bit here. There we go. So we need another 150-ish, I want to say. Now, productions, constructor, we're going to need a lot of reinforced plates and a lot of assemblers. We can work with that. Head on over to here. Keep on doing our Jason Brody jump and slide, as they called it. So into here, let me get some of this. 43 of that. Let's get the 10 out of here and the 10 out of here. We are also going to load up some of the resources for making reinforced iron plates. You will load a bunch of this stuff in here. And yeah, we don't need to worry about the rotors just yet. So let's skip out on that. And okie dokes. We should be able to have enough resources to where we can scrap all of this here and extend our stuff along. That is my hope for all of this, and I would really like it to be the case. I don't know why I just did all of that. I should have actually been setting things up. Right, constructor. We're going to set up the constructors along these here sort of wedges. So you are going to be one that loads in. We're going to have you making what? I suppose if we have 4 concrete ones, that could work. So yeah, I think our concrete production we can sideline to here now. We've got enough concrete that I'm pretty happy for us to be able to... Yeah, that should allow us to get a good chunk of the base set up. So let's dismantle, 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 and dismantle. We can get rid of these conveyor belts and everything. The mergers and all. We're just basically going to get rid of all of these little bits that we added for our thing. The belts we can actually keep in place for the moment because the belts are currently not really that important. It's just iron plates we get back from it. It's these things that use like cables and wires that we're really concerned with. So those are loaded out. Now we can try and set up our constructors. Get you to there. And you to there. This we should probably have loading somewhere else. Is that loading the bars yet? The iron bars, are they still going along it? They've stopped. How interesting. It's possible everything has stopped there. Once the belts are clear there, we're going to allow it to move on down. So let's whoop and whoop. Do a little bit of slide jumping, just because it's the most fun way to get around. I'm so glad I discovered it. I mean, obviously not me that discovered it, but you know what I mean. So there we go. Let's go over to here. We're going to... Nope, we're not going to, because that's not the right thing. We're looking to do this and launch it off. So there we go. Coal is now scannable.
Production can now be fully automated by burning coal, which has been added to the resource scanner. Water is also necessary to run the coal-powered generator and will require a network of pipelines.
That's a lot of coal over there.
To assist with locating and identifying water, Fixit has compiled this guide. Water is a somewhat reflective liquid.
I like this.
Vegetation growing nearby.
Let's go and do a little bit of survey on things, shall we? If we can find around there a whole bunch of other resources, we might be able to move our entire base facility. You know, rather than creating a separate expansion or something, we could possibly have all of this become our new place. So let's highlight that stamp and we're heading over to it. And if we can find any stuff along the way, that's going to be an absolutely fantastic little break for us. We need pure copper, we need pure iron, we need limestone. But we may have to set up multiple supply lines, is my only concern. Well, there's still a lot of stuff over there. So we gotta go up and check the high ground for it. I'm pretty sure we had spotted a bunch of, like, copper, or not copper, iron deposits up on the hill. So we'll have a look for those at the same time as we're seeing what we can do about some of the other stuff. Or maybe what we need to do is we need to set up this whole area with all of these outcroppings and deposits and all. Maybe that needs to be allocated to... Okay, we got copper here. Are you the pure one? Yep. So we actually need a Logistics Mark II to be able to do anything with that. Our copper. Let's do a scan. 210 meters this way. Okay. So that's not really a great deal of copper up here. But copper, I think, is becoming less prevalent. Or like less used in like resources, scanning, all that kind of stuff. So it might just be that we can say about copper, oh, this is impure. What am I sipping on? I am just having myself a nice little Fanta Orange at the moment. I'm going to be switching across to the Iron Brew WKD shortly. And then following that, I have a 2 liter of Pepsi, and I don't actually know. I might have a little bit of like a whiskey Coke or something. Or whiskey Pepsi. Who knows? I mean, it's Pepsi Max, so... What about you? You sipping on anything? Sipping on anything tasty? Some nice wee brewskis or anything? Wee bit of Guinness Zero, or possibly Guinness Zero minus the alcohol freeness. In which case, at that point, obviously, you know, I don't blame you in the slightest. Love a wee bit of Guinness. Mandem loves WKD. Absolutely does. The blue's my favourite. I am a big fan of the Blue Wicked. But I'll also enjoy a wee Smirnoff Ice or something, you know? I'm not just a one Alcopop kind of fella. You know, I enjoy some Millers. Ooh, a little bit of the genuine draft. Oh boy. There we go. That was a death. I figured that was gonna go. Yeah, I remember I used to see them everywhere, and then they sort of dropped off the radar. Like, they used to be as popular as Coors Light was, and then Coors Light all of a sudden became the really popular one to have. Which I don't entirely understand. Not gonna lie to you on that one. You know what? We're getting rid of the hub. The hub we're dismantling, as well as the MAM and the workshop. We're going to move our base up to somewhere in between. We're going to move it up to the hill. That's our plan. So our base will be on the hill, and we'll construct our coal power facility to be able to pump resources up to it. Or like, the coal will be built down there where we just died. Coors' pish. I used to think I really loved Coors until I realized it's like, oh, I only like this because it's cheap or free a lot of the times. A lot of places used to be like, oh, so if you head up and sing, then at that point we'll give you a free Coors Light. And I was just like, hey, awesome, I'll take a free beer. So I used to go up and sing just to get the... Well, not just to get the free beer. I went up and sing, like, because I wanted to go up and sing. The free beer thing was just, you know, an added incentive. But occasionally, you used to find places like some of the pubs used to go, it's like, okay, so drink of your choice. And at one point, there was one which was absolutely fantastic, because I went in, did my usual singing because I like my bluesy stuff. I had my bluesy voice going, and the fellow was just like, you know what? Whatever your free drink is, you'll still get your free drink. You seem like you enjoy whiskey. Would you like a free whiskey? And I was like, yes, please. So it was a Glenfiddich he actually poured for me. Or Glenfiddich, whatever you pronounce it as. It was one of their 12-year ones. And I was like, holy shit, he just poured me a free 12-year-old whiskey? Alright, I'll take a drink of that for sure. So yeah. The joys of sounding like you drink a hell of a lot of whiskey is that occasionally someone will offer you some whiskey. Which is why occasionally I always like to, you know, appear like I drink lots of WKD, in the hopes that one day maybe we'll get that precious sponsorship we're after. We're not actually going to, it'll never happen, but... Okay, we've got these here. The thing is still there. Take all. Ooh. Alright, let's load our hub in here. And then we'll put our stuff on the hub. Why is this not allowing me to look down? Something is very unusual right now. I cannot actually look down in this game for some strange reason. I can only look at a certain level. You can see the way like the camera is doing the weird choppiness thing. That's a bug right there. Okay, come on. Still not fixed. Well, at least I can, if I escape and do this, let me just check just to make sure there's nothing in the back that's, like if I Alt-Tab, is there anything preventing me from being able to scroll down? There must be something. Whoop. Empty can, it's fine. Okay, I'm just going to presume that I have to die again. Let's go ahead, and I forgot to actually mark up our death before. So, our death has been successfully updated. Basic steel production could be useful. We're definitely going to need this sort of thing. So logistics Mark II, we're going to need reinforced stuff for that, or basic steel production. Tempting. Also tempting. Let's go for the basic steel production milestone. This is going to be our buddy. So we'll load the 500 into there. We've got rotors, we're going to need a crap ton of wire, and we're going to need the modular frames. So I'm alright with that. We can work with it. We can remove the map marker. I guess we can't until we move out of the way of it. There we go. So, remove this here, and we'll scan for coal. Lovely. Nice little deposit here. Impure. Not that lovely. Really wish you were better than that. Miner Mark 1. We can load this here. Oh yeah, that's one of the things we need to do. We need to see about foundations for this. So, where is our world grid? We can go with a 2-meter foundation here. And we'll build this out. Oh, wow. So 10 will cover this node, but you don't actually lose the node if you cover it or anything. You can still place a miner down, which is good. So let's plunk that down. And we can start building as far up as we can. But what are you gaming on this evening, Skid? You still going through a little bit of resi, or have you jumped across onto the new COD? You trying to do some Easter eggs or anything like that there? Ooh, this is going to be an expensive one to do. That's going to be very expensive, in fact. Let's go with a production miner. We need iron plates. Bouguer. Smelter. Nope, not smelter. We need a miner, sorry. So miner is going to be... You know, we've got a little bit of a problem with that not loading the details properly as well. Let's do a quick little save and reload. Just because it seems like we've encountered some kind of a bug we could definitely do with getting rid of. Much better. Much, much better. Has it loaded? Yes, it's loaded the textures and all as well. So for some reason it must have just thought we were still dead. Very strange. Power, coal-powered generator requires 10 rotors, 20 reinforced plates, and 30 cables. That's expensive. That is very expensive, in fact. What about our pipeline pump? So how do we actually use... Is it under production or something? Water extractor. So we need 10 rotors and 10 of those, and then we need copper sheets as well. Ooh. So we can get one of those placed down. That'll do a little bit of helping for it. We have a lot of crap to get rid of. So let's break everything we can down into bits. So this here gives us 10 of those, and we can scrap that. Our wood biomass, we can get those, and what we're going to do is as well, we can scrap this. Don't need to worry about it anywhere near as much. We can also get our solid biofuel, and this will be nice to clear up a bit of inventory space. We can get some animal proteins. Yeah, I think we're good. So that impure vein gets us 15 per minute, which is going to be the same amount that we need for just running one power plant, one coal power plant. So eventually I would like us... Well, no, we'll use one to load up, and then the others will fill in other ways. So those we've got sorted, the alien protein and all. We don't need to worry about the power shards. So let's dump these. Hang on to those. The steel beams we'll get rid of. Copper sheet. All of this, in fact. No, copper. No, the coal. Yeah, let's get rid of the coal. We'll get rid of this. Little Nuzlocke. Death must die. Probably some COD later on. Nice. Are you going through some multiplayer stuff at the minute, or are you enjoying some of the zombies mode? I've actually really been enjoying. How would I rate satisfactory so far? It depends what kind of thing you're looking for, but for me, I hope this is something that's not too obvious, but I'm a little bit of a nerd sometimes. So this kind of game giving me the option to create logistics pipelines to look at things and goes like, okay, so here is my problem, and my problem requires this amount of resources. How do I work around that? How do I get to the end of things? And it's largely a case of mathematics. It's going, okay, so I have this amount of resources that I need, so let's see how much we can scavenge. Let's see what we need for our pipelines. Let's try and be as efficient as we can. Eventually, I would like to get to the point where we have things producing everything constantly, and our power is entirely automated, and it leaves it open for us to go and do little bits of exploring around the world. Because it said, like, there's a personal transport thing that lets you get vehicles, and the world, I think this world is gorgeous. You know, it's fun to just look at the vistas and all. And then once you stumble across like an iron vein or something, and it's a pure quality one, you're just like, oh, that's nice. Or limestone right there. Pure limestone? Yes, please. Because that pure limestone is going to give us 120 limestone per minute. So that can feed 8 constructors, which will be making... Or no, that one can feed 2 constructors and leave 30. So if we supplemented that with our other coal, or our other charcoal limestone, that's the word, stuff, we could actually have a really nice concrete production, which just is constantly pumping out more and more concrete, leaving us to not have to worry about it. And instead, we just go and loot what we can where we can. Once we get to steal stuff, then at that point, you know, we can start creating better logistics pipelines. It has all of the right things for me. You know, it's all of the nice little bits that there is. Although I do realize it's also a little bit quiet. There's not much background noise, so let's see audio-wise. There is music, but the music isn't seeming to play. Misophonia, turn off sounds such as eating, drinking, etc. Like that. Appreciate that. Not going to enable it because, you know, no. But there's also one of the cool things. One of the creatures in this kind of looks a little bit like spiders now. I'm just running at medium because I've not benchmarked this fully to see what this PC is capable of. But there is gameplay, is it? So creature hostility. Oh, you can set it so creatures are passive. Oh, nice. Yeah, not going to do that because that would affect things. Keep inventory, keep equipment. Okay, I could set things. Don't want to change that because that would be a little bit cheaty as well, I think. But automatic clearance separation. Yes, please on this. More than happy to play zombies. I was playing through Terminus earlier on when I finished up because it was on the half day today. So finished the work day, closed the laptop. Arachnophobia mode. That's the thing. We're not activating arachnophobia mode. Actually, you know what? We are, and I'm going to go find a spider to show you. Let's find a spider to show you what arachnophobia mode does, because I think you might appreciate it. I appreciate it, definitely. I don't want to have it on all the time because I feel it kind of takes away from the things. The stinger creatures are creepy as all hell, but I think that's part of the charm to them. You know, I like a game where something can look hideous enough that it makes me actually feel uncomfortable. Like Resident Evil 8 when you go into the really, really creepy haunted mansion place. That I thought was absolutely fantastic little area. And it was because of the fact that it was creepy as hell. So let's find some of the stingers so I can show you what arachnophobia mode does to the creepiness factor. Oop. Okay, there we go. No. It's probably going to make them much easier to identify from a distance as well, because ordinarily, in fact, you know what? Gameplay? Arachnophobia mode. Let us show you. Where are they? I think they're up into this little cave section. There we go. Oh boy. There you go. Creepy, ugly little spider looking creature. Let's go to gameplay and arachnophobia mode. Enable, apply. It's freaking... That right there is the arachnophobia mode filter. And it's got a lore explanation. The in-game lore is that it takes this here, like your visor thing, and it overlays on top of the spiders, or spider-looking creatures rather, it overlays an image of a cute, cute cat. And I think we can all agree that's an adorable cat. And I think it must be Mr. Sacrilege. Hello, Mr. Sacrilege. How are you today? Hopefully you're doing very well. Today we are playing a lovely little game called Satisfactory. It is all about automation, logistics pipelines, all of that kind of stuff. It's basically, hey, here's a planet. This planet has resources, a little bit like Subnautica. Your job is to exploit these resources, but unlike Subnautica, you can do a lot more automation in this. In fact, the goal is to automate a hell of a lot of it. If you're doing all of the things manually yourself, you're not really doing justice to yourself. You're kind of screwing yourself a little bit by doing that. So these here pipelines, okay. These we're going to ignore. We're going to get a crap ton of iron ingots. We're going to use the ingots to make lots and lots of iron plates, which we'll combine with our concrete. And the iron plates and concrete combined together will give us foundations, which we can try to stretch along the whole shoreline. So we've got all of those on the go. Ooh, wire. We can do the wire part of it really easily now. We can't actually at the moment because our thing is so far away from us. Crap on a cracker. Let's grab those anyway. And we'll grab all of these. Load that up. Ooh, boy. Are you just unpowered? Yep, you're unpowered. Oh, that's why. It started to deliver ingots to us. And obviously the thing is, we don't want ingots. We only want the iron ore. So, we can go ahead and loot all of this. And use it. So let's get a bench thing. No, what do we need? We need reinforced plates. So reinforced plates are going to require screws. Screws we have manufacturing over here. Let's do this. 300 of these. Nice. That's going to be... Ooh, and that's also nice. That's going to give us a good amount of different things. We can head to here. Load this up with a whole pile of screws and plates. This will give us a lot of those. So we've got the reinforced plates we need for, let's see, power, coal-powered generator. We need 10 rotors as well. So we can load, yeah, you know what? We'll load that into there. That'll give us 10 rotors by the time it's done. What's your production time? 4 per minute. 2.5 minutes we're going to have those done. We get 5 per minute on these. So let's work with it. Do as much as we can. In here. Yeah, let's load some ingots in and get more plates. We're going to need plates more than probably anything else. Get those loaded, and then at that point we can construct our power facility. So let's see, coal-powered generator we're going to need normal plates. We are going to need our miner, and we're going to need water extractor. So we need 20 of those. We need 20 sheets. We need 30, I think. 30, yes. 30 plates. So I can work with that. We've got 19 at the moment. We need 10 of you. And we actually need 20 of these here. So let's go ahead and get the rest of them. So we have 10 rotors. We need... Actually, was I right? Full power generator, 10. So cable will be fine on. Production, water extractor, we need 30. So 10 plus 10. And then we need 10 plus 20. Yes. And our logistics, we can work with that. Our pipeline requires sheets, so we're fine on that. The pipeline pump, okay, that's just going to be a case of, oh, we need that. And we're going to need some concrete for the support. That's okay. So we're taking a little bit of time just to get some of these things up and running. But once we get our expansion base set up in the north, then at that point we can start looking at deconstructing this entire place and moving away from it. Not entirely, like we're going to maintain all of these things that are pumping resources. We are going to have these continue to flow down to here. And then we are going to load these and have them run the whole way along the water. That's our plan. So they will run all the way out into the water, and then, ooh. Oh, consumption is at... We overconsumed. Well, that's a surprise. Load these here. We have lost power, which is a little bit sad. But we can try and fix that up. Let's do it now. So we're going to split this. No, you know what? Into here. We're going to load all of the biomass fuel into here. It will filter down into the things and we'll be able to keep going. So we've only got about 200. So we've actually only really got about 10 minutes of power remaining. And we're going to wait until this has filtered all the way down to the things. We are also going to go ahead and switch off. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. We can switch all these ones off. And this is going to be just waste resources. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Once we have coal online as well, that's going to be very beneficial for us. Maybe we're better off constructing the power plant over there and having it run the resources. No, over there has coal and all of that sort of stuff. We're better off shipping the copper from here. So, ooh, dismantle crates. Dismantle crates of what? Ooh. Oh, that's a death crate over there. Okay. This will be copper wire and all. Fine. We should have enough stuff loaded in now that we can trigger the breakers. And there we go. We've got about 10 minutes of power remaining, and we need to try and get things online as quick as we possibly can. So we're going to need a lot of different resources. Oh, concrete, that's the other thing we need, because we can use the concrete. We can have all of the resources flow down into this general area. And the resources, once they load down to here, let's do zoop and have this go 10 out. And then these resources, this will be our resource pipeline basically. That's what this is going to be. So let's have it run all the way over there. Because this way we can avoid having to deal with some of the things. You run all the way over there. So this is going to, for every 10 points, which is 4 meters, so every 40 meters costs me 20 iron plates and 50 concrete. We've got a good surplus going of both, so yeah, I think we should be fine. While our stuff is going, we're going to build our pipeline along the way and get it all sorted. That was one of the things I was saying about earlier. Yes, the Terminus Easter egg. I got to the boss fight of the Terminus Easter egg solo earlier on Black Ops Zombies. I managed to get through the boss fight of it. I died on the last phase of the boss fight, but it was a fucking tricky one. The boss has an instant down attack, which if you're playing on solo is not great, because if one person gets instantly downed, you only have one quick revive at a time. And the third phase where he's in it, his weak spot is very limited, and it spawns like the big bad boss and all. So like you've got him, but even in the midst of it all, you've got like the weak zombies attacking, and then some of the other stuff going, which is not nice in the slightest. There we go. Hey, hey. We are going to be able to construct this. And then we can construct all of our little pipeline things that are going to go. I like this. We can also, if we wanted, build this as a seawall. We could completely lock this in and it might be fine. So you go another 10 out there. And then we're going to do another from here. Let's do 10 more. And then we're going to move this inland. So from here, now we start moving inwards. This is, yeah. I like it when I get something that seems like it's going right. And this seems like I've done an okay job of sort of planning out our logistics pipelines. So you, all the way over to there. Unfortunate with these here, but you know what? If we get the height a little bit wrong, we get the height a little bit wrong. It's not going to break our heart or anything like that. It'll be fine. Because most of our construction is going to be on the water anyway. That's our plan. We're going to have all of our stuff in the water, and we're even going to have all of our pure deposits up above running down elevators and into the base. So, we're sorted there. We can go ahead and unload a crap ton of resources. Let's store all we can and do a bit of sorting. Now, production... No, power. Coal-powered generator. Yes, we can construct one of these. So, our coal-powered generator, we are going to construct on a specialist little bit. It is going to be down in the beachfront. Iron plates, give me those back. And yes, so the coal-powered generators we will have running from slightly out in the water. Slightly out. Actually, no, you know what? Maybe they're going to be our farthest out element. Why wouldn't you put your power farthest out? You know, just to make sure all of that nice pollution goes as far out at sea as possible. That's how you become a responsible environmentalist. So we're going to go 5 up here. And you, we're going to do 4. So we're doing 5 by 5. 4, 4, 4, and 4. Lovely stuff. And our power. Construct our coal-fired generator here. So our stuff goes into here. That'll be nice. Surface is too uneven there, apparently. Okie dokes. Nope, don't like that. That's ugly angle.
Set up by this point because they understood their responsibility.
Okay, yes, so we can't actually have it, so we're gonna have it sit and always sort of straddle those center ones. Each of these will generate 75 megawatts. 75 megawatts is going to be plenty sufficient for us being able to do a good bit of our basic excavation. So we can have our coal loaded out to here and we can have it constantly supplying the resources, which is what we are going to do. So that's that done. What we could actually do as well, we could totally set up our logistics pipelines. So we're going to need iron rods, a lot of them in fact. But we could set up our feeders that run from our extended base over that way, and they will load all the things down to here. So I'm saying we're probably going to need about 200 iron rods. probably 1,000 iron plates, let's be honest here. That's going to be our biggest expense of all. Concrete is not going to be that big an expense as well, because we're sorted on it for the most part. Let's get our WKD on the go. Iron brew flavor, of course. Very important to have. Ooh, yes. Lovely stuff. I'm going to have to remember to get some tomorrow. A little bit of the blue wicked tomorrow. While it's earlier in the day. So tomorrow I'll maybe go down to the... Or maybe I'll go down the far end. If I go down the other way, if I go one way I can walk 10 minutes and get to his far. If I go another way I can walk 10 minutes and get to a Russell's. Russell's is usually better for prices. On like sort of drinks and such. And they have a better selection a lot of the time, so I might be able to get something that's not just WKD. Get something also nice and sort of fruity and tangy and zingy and all. We'll see. A lot of things I could do, a lot of things I might do, a lot of things I'm probably not going to do. Let's be honest here. But one thing I'm definitely going to do is get our logistics pipeline going. So all of these things will take 100 rods and we'll use them to construct all of the loaders that will send my stuff down to the other end. And our priorities are going to be iron plates, obviously. We're going to need iron ingots. We're going to need a couple of assemblers. In the end, we've got these here. Lovely. Got these and grab these while we're at it. Hey, King Sisyphus, thank you very much for the follow. Hopefully your task today is not going to be quite as Sisyphean as your name suggests. I like to hope that if you do have to roll a boulder up a hill or something, then at that point you're going to actually have a very nice time with it. You know, the boulder will successfully go up the hill and you won't have to worry about all of that other crap. That is my hope for you. So let's get this out of the way. These smelters are a problem because these smelters are preventing stuff from loading in. Let's get these out of the way and we're going to have all of this stuff just lead directly across to there. I'm presuming you are just a big fan of Greek existence as Sisyphean boulder or not. I would say I'm sorry to hear you feel that way, but honestly, bud, I get you. You know, you're not alone in feeling that way. It's a monumentally annoying task, this whole existence thing. But, on the plus side, existence also grants us all of the luxuries that come with existing, such as having access to video games, Twitch, Satisfactory, other such games. I'm imagining you probably find from Satisfactory more so than anything else. Gotta wake up and do it all again tomorrow? Oh yeah, no, I didn't. Don't worry, I wasn't sitting thinking it's like, I better check if this guy's okay sort of vibe, you know. I was sitting thinking it's like, yeah, I get you. The whole thing, it was like, yep, another day, another dollar. Except the running joke at work is one of the guys always says is like, another day, another dollar. And my general response to him is always is like, wait, you're getting a whole dollar? No power line connection, so that is loaded across to that. Use load into this. You can't load into that, can't load into that. What is happening here? No power. So where is the power not coming from? There's something here that is borked. Okay, so we can get rid of this one because it means nothing. We can get rid of this one because it means nothing. This one does mean something. So you are extending over to there. Lovely. All this stuff is not feeding, actually. We're not generating more concrete, so something has gone on with deleting something from here. And I bet I know what it is, don't I? I bet you I know what it is. Nope. You feed into this here, which feeds into this. This feeds into that, which it's saying is loaded. So maybe the concrete's not moving just because, yeah, the inputs are full. Right. So now we got to troubleshoot the rest of the bits. So if that leads, that ties up to that. Is this here the problem then? No, because this feeds into that. So this connects to this, which is successful, which connects to this successfully. Excuse me. A little bit of a sneeze. This up here connects down that way. Fine. Ooh, Jesus. Which connects to here. So you know what we're going to have to do? Oh, I think I found it. Okay. It is now working. Right. Besides troubleshooting, what are we aiming for? Our other aims are for us to establish a pipeline which will send all of these resources to move down to the coal bit. So we're working towards basic steel production. Steel would be nice to get running, obviously. No power. How do you not have... Oh, that'll be why. Have you... Nope, you... I did just disconnect you. Didn't I? Yep, I think I did. Right. You feed to here. So once our power is online, these will feed all of our things. We have our base currently established here. There's no coal there. We want coal up here. We found coal up here. Quite a number of veins of it, in fact. So once we've got the coal veins established up there, all of our things from around this area are going to feed along up this way, and they are going to eventually arrive down there. Yes, it'll be a long round trip, but it will mean that we're exploiting numerous veins simultaneously. So you connect to there, and you are feeding these two. You will feed to this, and this will feed... You won't backseat or spoil or anything. I appreciate that. I have seen, like, so I have been obviously on the wiki and all, because I'm one of those people that I like learning about things and all, but I have only learned about some basic stuff. I've not looked up like how to do advanced strats or anything like that there. It's more a case of it's just I want to figure out how I'm going to do some of these things and some of this world. Oh, wow. Let's get that established up there. You are then going to lead through to here. Yep, let's get you going to there. You are then going to lead down to here. And get this. There's only one advanced strat. Pre-plan in Excel first. Don't get me wrong. I love Excel. You know, Excel is fantastic. You know, me and Excel go way back. I use it for my job routinely. You know, I'm a big fan of writing formulas and everything. Using it for actual diagrammatic stuff, in my opinion, if I want to design a diagram, Visio is where it's at. I'm a big Visio aficionado. I used to have to use it all the time for all kinds of stuff in previous jobs when it would be like, oh, so this person wants this done and they want infographics and all, and I'd be like, you need a flowchart? Alright, I'll make you the best goddamn flowchart you've ever fucking seen. As I say these things, I realize that sounds incredibly sad. So, yeah, don't worry. I sadden myself too sometimes. Right, you can feed over to here. Let's get you to feed to here, and you will feed into that. We can destroy these, because you have absolutely no place for yourself there. This will then mean all of our iron ingots will go down here. I just realized a stupid thing. Our very stupid thing. We've only got one smelter currently running on those. That one smelter is not going to be sufficient. We're only doing 30. You're the king of PowerPoints. Ooh. You know what? If I happen to find anyone who's particularly good with access and publisher and everything, then at that point, definitely we're going to have to set up a team or something, you know? We can be the Microsoft Teams. That was the worst fucking joke. I hate myself. Even my little laugh there as I heard it leaving my mouth, I was just like, oh god. Skid better slap me in the fucking face the next time he sees me in the office for making a joke like that. That was bad. That was very, very bad. Although, to be fair, I do kind of make up for it by occasionally bringing in treats for the office, which is something I like to do. I don't know. I don't know if you like have a completely remote work from home kind of thing, or if you have like a hybrid thing, or if you're entirely in the office. When I'm in the office, don't want to be in the office. I'm more productive in the office, I would say, personally, but I don't want to be there. So I always bring chocolate, because chocolate makes everything better. But I would feel like a dick if it was just me eating chocolate. In work, if it's just me eating chocolate in the house, fucking right. You know, don't care. If I seem greedy, it's because I kinda am. But in the office, it's like, yeah, no. Everyone doesn't want to be here, so at that point, eat a fucking Freddo. You know, that's how you make your day so much better. If you're having a bad day, just remember that Freddos exist. And you get to exist at the same time as Freddos. And if you're not keen on Freddos, maybe you want a, Pavlovian response. I didn't even think of it as a Pavlovian sort of thing, but now that you mention it, I quite possibly am a monster. I like it. I drink enough of this stuff, you know? I've got a can right in front of me. I've got several empties to the left of me. I've got a couple of empties to the right of me. I sound like I'm doing a really terrible rendition of that. Clouds to the left of me, jokers to the right, here I. That song. Right. Oh, that was the thing we needed. We needed water extractor. Oh, we need the copper sheets for that first. That's okay. We can get those out of storage. And whoop. We're gonna get a woeful attempt altogether. Everything about my attempts is woeful, Skid. Do you not know this by now? You should know this by now. There we go. Let's get that sorted. I'm getting smacked. As it should be. As it should be. That was a very, very bad joke. You know? A Freddo? Oh yeah, I suppose it's only like sort of the UK that really has them. Freddos are chocolate bars. It's by a company called Cadbury's, which I'm sure you've heard of Cadbury's before, but the British Cadbury's is so much better. Because, you know, we don't use butyric acid in our things, which is something that is used in the United States. They use a preservative thing called butyric acid. And butyric acid is most known for being the thing that's in vomit. So it's like, yeah, why would you possibly, why would you do that? Why would you use a preservative that's found in vomit that tastes a little bit like vomit, noodle, horizontal to vertical, auto 2D. We're going for noodle, just because I like that. So you, as a pump, you require 20 megawatts and use, oh gosh darn it. I'm gonna have to use a biomass generator, aren't I? A biomass burner we're gonna have to construct. Just so that we can get the pyre to pyre our pyre. Isn't that fucking wonderful? When you have to say something so convoluted like that, that you're just like, this sounds like I'm having some form of aneurysm. If I had a Freddo in front of me, I would show you what a Freddo looks like. Also, other candy bars and all that you can find in the UK and all of that there. Cheap stuff sucks. Huge explosion of amazing chocolate. Alright, but let me tell you, there's something that, and I don't actually know, I don't remember if I have on a Tuesday. At some point on a Tuesday, Skid, I'm going to have to bring some in. I'm going to have to bring in something called Hotel Chocolat. It is an incredible chocolatier's place that, yes, it's a bit on the expensive side, but holy mercy, some of their stuff is absolutely gorgeous. Like, they have a few different penguin ones that I picked up as part of their seasonal ones, but they also do this thing called a chocolate lock-in that I was at a couple of weeks ago. I was at it, and the whole thing is you pay like 20 quid, so the equivalent of like, what is that, 28 bucks or something? Probably not even, it was probably closer to like 25 bucks or something. So you pay that there amount, and that will give you... Oh, you love hotel chocolate? Well, I'm very glad to hear that. I am very glad to hear that, because that's going to be something that we're going to have to see if we can get you along to some of these hotel chocolate lock-ins. You pay 25 bucks, 20 quid, 3 for 15 chocolate trays are your favorite. I don't blame you in the slightest. Personally, for me, I like going for the raspberry panna cotta. The Eton Mess one is also lovely. I always thought, like, I love a 100% dark chocolate and all, and sometimes when they have the 100% dark Ecuadorian Battens, I will definitely go for those. So I always thought I was a dark chocolate fan, and then I tried their exuberantly fruity stuff and realized it's like, oh, this is yummy. This is very yummy. So I ended up becoming big fan. So yeah, I'm a fan of it. But yes, the lock-in things. So you're paying 25 bucks, 20 quid, and you're in there where you get a sampling of different chocolates. The most recent one I went to was a little bit different. It was more people at it, so it was all the lemon cheesecake ones. Oh, I don't blame you. You should try the lemon curd ones. The little bits of crystallized lemon at the bottom are absolutely to die for. Yeah, I would highly recommend that as a thing. Let's see, what have we got? Oh, you're not going to go online by the time the biomass is done. The biomass is going to burn away before we get to the 94 per minute. How much water did we get in? Current amount in building 12.2. We might be able to. We can try it. Let's have you pump out to here. You're a salty component in your chocolate. Okay. That's workable. That could do. We have it. We have water pumping into the thing, which is doing it. Yes! We finally have our first automation. And this here, we will have load over to here. You will feed to... Okay, so we're going to try and go... Let's see, how far can we go? Holy crap! Wire is too long. Alright, well, let's go with that instead then. Can we get this all the way to the shore? Automated pot. The little crispy bits. So there's the lemon cheesecake ones that have the meringue on the top. The little bits of the meringue nest. And they're a sort of smoother one. The lemon curd ones are quite tangy. They've got like it's basically a lemon curd. You know, you would think the name lemon curd would make it really, really easy to explain. But it's one of my personal favorites just because at the very bottom of it you get these little crystallized bits of the sort of... or caramelized bits of sort of the lemon zest and all. And it's just... It is well worth it. it is an almost religious experience to have one of those for the first time. I was a huge fan the first time I had one. Right, we've got this here, and we've got you loaded in. Now, let's get you feeding all the way over to here. They are absolutely gorgeous. Cannot recommend them enough, Skid. But at some point, you need to try. So the lock-in things, I highly recommend. The next time there's one, I will definitely have to send you a link. They're really fun little sort of date nighty kind of things as well, because a lot of the time I would go with the other half, and I would also bring like her family and all. Her mum and her sister are also fans. You get to sample all the different like hot chocolates that they've got. Or not all of them. They usually have like 2 different hot chocolates that they'll let you sample on the night. They'll give you a tasting menu of maybe like 6 or 8 chocolates sometimes. They're meant to only be like 6 or 8, but half the time they'll go, it's like, you know what, we don't care. Have extras. Here are these ones that we just got in that we're really excited to try, so we're gonna let you try them too. So you get that absolutely wonderful little thing going on with it. And you also get Prosecco. And it's their own Prosecco, which I thought was... I was like, you guys do your own Prosecco? And I was like, yeah, apparently so. They don't allow them to sell, like, their own alcohol, sadly. They ideally would, but sadly no joys on that. Because their alcohol, they've got, like, espresso martini, chocolate liqueur and everything. All these different ones that sound absolutely becking spectacular. Let's load you into there, can we? Oh, the wire's too long. Okay, well, let's load you to there, and then you to there. And this will do. So that's our first automated power line online. We now have 1 coal generator going. This gives us 30 per minute. You're impure, but you still give us 30 per minute? That's enough to run 2. Oh, fudge yes. I like that. I like that a lot. Big fan there. Okay, very nice. Nicely done. So that's going to obviously take edges for these bits of coal to run all the way. But still, even if that powers off by the time, this will still continue to go. And it will hopefully load in enough that we can get things going. I would like us to upgrade our things and have faster logistics pipelines, but we're going to have to do a lot more research for that. We've got this here, and let's load in all our wire. So our next thing that we're going to need is the modular frames, which is iron rods and reinforced plates. We can work with that. Yeah, I don't believe it. I didn't realize you were also a fan of the Hotel Chocolate one. It's actually quite fun, those wee lock-in things, as I was saying, Skid. Because there have been points, I won't lie, we got a Velvetizer for the house, but we got it at Christmas last year. On the basis that if we bought it with the VIP Me thing, we got the 2 extra boxes of hot chocolate things that we could try. And I was like, oh, this is pretty nifty. We get like the 2 extra boxes of hot chocolates. That's really cool. I like that. Yeah, kind of neglected the whole fact that we gave the like mocha selections that we gave those to my sister as the Christmas present. We kept the Velvetizer for ourselves. And honestly, fantastic little purchase. You know, I was trying to convince, like, for a while, I was trying to convince some of the ones to go, it's like, hey, so with this here, what we could do potentially is we could get a Velvetizer for the office. That kind of thing. But they keep hearing the wonderful ideas and going, it's like, sorry, it's just not in the budget. Because personally, I think that the workplace should undoubtedly include free Warhammer figurines for people to paint. You know? We all know sometimes we get to a day where we've done everything by the time it hits 5 o'clock. Actually, days where we've done everything by the time it hits 12 o'clock. So it's like, yeah, maybe we deserve something really nice. And that really nice thing could be painting Warhammer on the company dime. You know, having a good time. It's something I would recommend. This will give us 60. Okay, so we could have a bunch of ones online. Up here is my question. So this one we're going to have to avoid because, you know what, we're doing it just to show the hilarity of it. Oh, no. I can't tell which one. I love this mode so much. Oh, it's even replaced the sounds with little meow meows. Oh, that's adorable. Oh no! But when you zap them, they make like an angry meow sound, or like an upset. No! You must do about 2.5 hours solid work each day. That's impressive, man. You know, one day I aim to reach 2.5 hours. But that would require me to be about 2 hours more productivity than I currently am. If any of my bosses are watching, this is a joke. Nah, they know it's obviously a joke. I mean, hell, we got all our stuff run in schedule, ahead of schedule actually. I had everything lined up and ready. I got asked today the wonderful question. I was just like, so how are we looking? Like, do we reckon we can get our finals, as we call them, done? Do we reckon we can get that done today and get those out? And I was like, were you not in CC? Did I forget to CC you? I was like, what do you mean did you forget to CC me? And it's like, those are done. That's already been sent. Those have been emailed. I was like, oh, I didn't receive an email. And I was just like, okay, let me just check, because I'm pretty sure I CC'd you. And then I looked in and I was like, yeah, I did CC you. You are a recipient of the email that was sent. I was like, oh, sorry, must have missed it. And I was like, that's okay. Don't question me again. Obviously, that's not how I actually talk. Those little sort of ha-has and everything. That is not actually what my mannerisms are like. I'm far more reserved and anxious a lot of the time than to be able to go ahead and do all of that. That would require me to be far more confident than I am. I have a good degree of confidence, I just don't have a good degree that I'm not replaceable in a job. You know, unless we're talking about, I don't know, if you needed someone who was able to do different voices, then at that point, that could be something. You know, I can totally do voices for stuff. And I probably should do more. You know, so hey, if you need someone who can do voices for a video game, then at that point I can happily do that. I can't do emotions because I don't really do very well at the concept, but if it's like voices just, hell yeah, I got that on lock. Whoop, and whoop. Let's whoop, switch that on. Yes, we are back loading our coal, so that should give us a good amount. And then we can have the other bits of coal split off. So we could have this 30, which is powering 2 things. We could eventually upgrade our stuff, but no, let's start expanding out here, shall we? And whoop, nope, wrong thing. We need to also set our conveyor belts. And our conveyor belts are going to go to all kinds of things down here. So let's get this started. Let's get this started. This. I love the person that told me about the zoop function. The zoop function is a godsend. Just being able to go is like, it's very nice. Very nice. I'm a big fan. I have not left myself much in the line of iron plates to be able to transport all of the iron and other resources that I'm going to need to the new base. I also don't know why I said it like base. Almost sounded Caribbean in it, but that wasn't intended to be. So let's see. Whoop, and keep on going. A slight spoiler that makes souping even better. By all means, if you're telling me I can zoop ramps or slanted roofs to make a big diagonal, then at that point I think you might actually become my favorite. I don't even know if you are a content creator, but my favorite satisfactory knowledge base. Because I've been watching a good bit of like Total X Clips, I think you call it. You can do that already. Ooh, I like that. I don't like having to do sort of diagonals and everything. I'm also very excited for the fact that we have foundation stairs. And I like stairs. Stairs are very nice things to have. So we've got those going. What should we do? Zoop ramps up to get to high levels. Yes, I have been wondering about it because I've seen like a summer sloop all the way up there that I didn't actually bother picking up, and I was like, okay, I could work with that, I guess, or something. Ooh, okay, so that's just loading the ingots into there. You're also loading ingots. And you are just wire. Right. So these here are on those. We're going to move you to iron plate mode. And you are also going to iron plate mode. You're going to construct a crap ton of those while I construct some of the other things. When you get the blueprint maker, make a 4x4 foundation, save it as a blueprint, pop out huge tiles. I like that. I like that as an idea. Right, load that to there. Do I have... Wait, let's see. Chainsaw. The saw of chains. Oh! Ah, no, I ran out of fuel in it. You still have a little bit, don't you? Let's load you in, and then I can chop this up, get some mycelium. Or... mycelia. That gave me no mycelia? I'm not happy about that at all. I'm not happy about that at all. So we're going to keep 2 in here. This will continue burning fuel. You are already offline. Let's load some wood in so you're generating something at least, and you'll get this here. We're just about keeping ahead of our resource requirements. Ooh. Yes, please. So you are going to... Whoa, nope. You're going to go all along the watchtower. For those that happen to like a little bit of classic Hendrix, or maybe you're more a fan of the Bob Dylan one. I like that Bob Dylan song where he says, you know, that's the best Bob Dylan song that there ever was. He's a fantastic songwriter. Gotta lurk for a bit to get some food. Not a problem at all. Thank you very much for the blueprint maker, by the way. That idea. That's going to be something I can look forward to for research. Whoop. Okay. We're going to need to construct a storage container up the other end. And I guess if we do this, going to here. Oh, you're just a little bit too long. Okay, we can get to here at least. And how far can we get? Get to here? Okay, we'll do that. We're getting ever closer. We just need... Oh, iron rods. Not even plates. Can we build a crafting bench? We need iron rods for that. Haha, go figure. Lovely. Right. Well, we've got those going some kind of way at least. Can we get you guys constructing, instead of loading this, I would like you on iron rod duty. And you are also going on iron rod duty, and you're going to get loaded in with that. Our wire is always going to feed into there, so we'll be fine with that. You are going onto iron rods. You are going onto iron plates. So this shit ton of wire, shit ton of ingots, which I'm liking a lot. We've got a few things, so we should be able to... We need 1 per 30, basically, plates. So these we've got. we can actually switch across now to iron plates. And you're going to feed all the way into here. Let's get these and start constructing more of our pipeline. Whoop. And, oh yeah, you can slide along these things just to make your movement that little bit smoother. Whoop. Don't jump into the ocean, because then we're going to have to swim all the way back. Nope. So, over here, we go 29, lovely. And we'll go 29 up the way here. Okay, wow, it's going to be a lot of plates. That's not going to get us very far at all. We're going to need around about, I'm going to say 600. About 600 before we are happy enough with where we're at. But we've got a good chunk of this automated out now. We've got iron moving efficiently. Our iron is moving well, not efficiently. We've got iron moving across the ways. So that's something at least. I think we're going to have to construct a cable pipeline that'll go the whole way along. Very important that's going to be. We've got lots of this. Let's grab some of these. You will grab these. Oh, that's why it wasn't generating. It ran out of ingots, of course. So it takes all of those. This here we can grab. Nope, we're going to load plates in, I suppose. So that will get us a lot more of those running. You go ahead back onto iron plates. And you're loading in. You have already got some things. Ooh, yep, let's grab those. And from here, we'll take a few hundred more iron ingots just to load up some of these things. Got these. Yep, you're loaded. You're loaded. You are loaded for bear. Load you for bear. And load these for bear. Figured it was going to happen. Okay. So, it has kind of hampered us a little bit. Our cable thing is definitely unfortunate. So while we're at it, we're going to take... Can we extend you over to this corner? Yes, we can. And we're going to have you run all the way down here. So we're going to have a lot of stuff that we're going to get rid of. Okay, you to here. Yep. We're going to have to definitely dismantle a good few things before we're done. Wire is too long, so let's pop you here. You, we feed all the way over this way. Wire is too long. You. We're getting there. We definitely could use a nice logistics pipeline which will just skyrocket us the whole way along. But I think we're probably going to run into a bit of difficulty with that. However, as I think of it, you can get both floor, wall, and ceiling pipelines. We could create an enclosed pipeline for our resources and have it contain power as well. Oh, there's potential here. We're slowly arriving. I'd say another 5 of these. And that should hopefully be us. Look at all that coal feeding in. That's gorgeous, isn't it? You love to see it, so you do. And down to here. Yep. Okay, this one. Over to here. And you, we connect to there. What is our power grid like at the minute? Let's flip the breaker. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna need to get rid of some stuff for sure. Our consumption is spiking above the 75 at times. Our capacity is 105. Okay, so as long as we don't spike our max consumption above that. At the moment, we are able to run our systems. So I will continue to view that as a win. We've got this, and we will continue to have got this. We will construct our resource pipeline that'll feed in. Once we empty out that resource pit, then we'll have it so that all of our smelted resources will continue along. We need to construct a smelter base at source. Because each of those miners is generating 60, our smelters are only handling 30. So we need our logistics to do a miner into an intermediary stage, which is going to be, or do we just skip out on the smelter stage at source and we smelt at receipt? God damn, this is difficult. These are the kinds of questions you need to ask. The very important, hard-hitting ones. We'll figure it out. You run to here. So that'll give us a little bit of help. It's going to be a shit ton of concrete we're going to have down there, but that should be enough concrete for us to be able to do a nice upgrade. We'll get a whole bunch of foundations deployed. Those foundations we can then use to expand out. And expanding out also includes being able to expand things like our coal production, all of that kind of stuff. So this here is feeding into that. Alright. We could load these into here. Okay. You know what? Let's do this into here. Oh, we're missing the iron plates. Bugger. Ooh. Okay, we've got iron plates now. A good abundance of them. So let's have you feed around into there. You are no longer generating, so let's get you dismantled. And you feed around into here. Okay, we're gonna have to do a couple of stages to this. So let's do one into here, and you into here. Gonna be a lot of iron plates and everything, which will be good. Let's get ingots loaded in. Ingots loaded. And ingots loaded. So these here, what is going on with this? It looks like these resources are stuck. Okay, nope, it's starting to move them now. Oh, I see, so it just wasn't moving it because there was too much of stuff going in. That's alright, we can work with that. So, let's dismantle this conveyor pole, and we could actually set it... You know what? Let's dismantle this... No, apparently we're not going to. You are going to feed into there. So I guess this is going to be part of our thing now. More iron feeding through. This will lead all the way up, and we've got about 193 iron plates. Excitement! I just realized we need iron rods as well. We need to construct a storage facility right at the very end of this whole pipeline. That's going to be what we use to stop ourselves. So, you... Sure, we got lots of plates. Very nice. Lots of plates. Very nice. Give me iron rods. 3 of those. And you, give me iron rods. 1 of that. So you, I'll take these here. Yous, I'll take these. You are on iron rod duty. Alright, plate-wise we should be fine. Let's load this and get a bunch of rods on the go. Got you. Got you. And now we construct our receipt. We're getting there, bit by bit. I know I keep saying that, but I keep believing it as well. I truly do believe we are getting there. So I think concrete is going to be something we construct at source, to a degree. We'll have our limestone stuff supply into a thing which will supply... No. Maybe we just... I think we're going to have to raw resource it. And we're going to have to construct our smelting stuff along in here. It's going to have to be the way of it. We have no choice. But we're gonna give it a go. We'll try and get as much done as we possibly can. I'm probably going to be wrapping it up slightly earlier than anticipated tonight. Just because the other half is headed to bed and everything probably by the time I finish streaming, so I would like to actually go and, you know, say goodnight, and if she wants to watch an episode of Billions or something, then at that point we'll watch an episode of Billions. There's a tendency of always saying, it's like, oh, I'm going to go to bed or something, and then we end up watching stuff on the projector anyway. I hooked a projector up. This is my proudest engineering moment. I hooked a projector up, and it's mounted on the headboard, facing the ceiling. So, in my ultimate laziness, I can actually just wake up and straight away go, okay, I want to watch TV. And I don't even have to lift my head off the pillow. I can have my head still on the pillow. Still on the pillow. It's incredible. That was the wrong thing. Personal storage box. Yeah, you are not worth it for the cost. Let's get that constructed and let's start going, shall we? We might have built that a little bit too far forwards. Let's go construct our belts and see if it is the case. But I'm hoping we should be fine. This is a really long pathway. You know, it takes us a solid, what, 2 minutes just to run along this pathway? So all this back and forth is very inefficient of me. Very stupid. But that's me. I am capable of great intelligence and also great stupidity. More so the great stupidity part. And I cannot wait until we have a quick enough production of reinforced plates that we can go ahead and upgrade this entire thing to Logistics Mark II. And then Logistics Mark III, and then 4, and then 5 eventually. All of the things that will be really, really lovely. Just help us out in the long run. Well, bugger. We're not going to have enough iron rods. That's actually our limiting factor here. So let's do that while it's loading that way. Fine. We will go ahead with our other stuff. We'll get our iron rods, we'll get all the iron plates that have been manufactured, and we'll just generally have a great time. So, a lot of iron ingots. We're possibly going to be running slightly lower on the concrete side of things once we get our stuff done. I think we could also enclose this. If we do enclose this... Oh no. Oh fudge. Oh fudge. Yep, you are just a no. I don't want all of that wire moving along the pipeline. It's a waste. It is such a waste of resources. Take the 200 sheets. Grab all... Yep, you're done. So you can be deconstructed, actually. We're finished with that. We can get rid of it. You are also done. Lovely. You are offline. As soon as everything is done, that is our... Yep, you are no longer producing. You're no longer producing. And neither are you. This here is good. A lot of wires coming out of that, which will be unfortunate. But we can start having a constructor down the far end of it. We've got enough stuff that we should be able to build multiple constructors. We're also going to have to set up a number of the storage container things. Storage containers, you know what? We're gonna have to do our slide on the conveyor belt just to be ever so slightly faster. So this here, keep on going, keep on trucking. We can do a solid 40 actually. We can do 40 of these all in a row. Alrighty, let's go. Let's go. Get this. I think we should be able to actually get this sorted. We should be able to get it to load into the storage container. And then at that point, yay, happy days, we are sorted. Our water container thing is going to be the trickier one. We need to construct more of those fuel generators, or the coal-powered generators. And from that, I reckon it should be easy enough, in fact. Because we can use those to power the constructors and assemblers we need to construct more. So, yeah, we've got a good shot. You are loaded there. You are going to be here is our next one. Lovely. All the way over to here. We'll do here, I think. Yep. That's us. And then this one will extend all the way over to... Ooh, just shy. Okay, so you are too close to the thing. Right. Let's do organization, storage container. Let's get one there, and one there. We also need this to split. So logistics, let's go for just a splitter here. Because it's what we need. You feed into that, you feed into that, you feed into that, and you are going to lead into there. So there we go, lovely. This will load all of our resources from our main base all the way over to here. And we are sorted. Happy days. Joy of joys. So our water pipeline is going to be an interesting one. This is pumping out, what is that? 120 meters cubed a minute. This burns 45 meters cubed. So if I had 8 generators, this would be consuming 120 coal per minute and 360 water per minute. But it would be generating 600 megawatts. That's healthy. That's a healthy sum of money. I think what we need to look at for some of our stuff though, constructor. First things first, we need a constructor. And we're going to build 2 of them here and here. You are going to be responsible for screws. 1.21 gigawatts. What are you trying to do? Go back in time? Marty, we've got to stop. Don't you worry. I will always appreciate a good Back to the Future reference. Seriously classic movie series. I absolutely love them. Did you see at one point, it was actually really touching. There was a Coldplay concert a few years ago where they were playing Earth Angel and Michael J. Fox came out and joined them on stage to play Earth Angel. And then he started doing the shredding like he did in Back to the Future and everything. And it was fantastic to see, because the first thing I thought was just like, I am so fucking glad that he's like, his medication is helping with the Parkinson's to the degree where he's able to do all that kind of stuff, because like his story broke my fucking heart. It broke my heart. I won't lie to you on that one. I was very, very saddened finding out all of that stuff. But then finding all the ways that like they sort of write about things, like right around that and all. Like when he was in Scrubs, his character had OCD and was always washing his hands, always moving and everything. That was to partially mask the thing. And I was like, that's so friggin' sweet that they're doing that. You know, it's lovely to see, because he just, yeah, he was a great actor, and he always just seemed like such a nice person as well. I was like, yeah, I like Michael J. Fox. Why are my belts running multiple items? Because I'm just trying to move all of my resources that are in storage out of storage. They will eventually be, like, I'm basically trying to clear all of these and move all my stuff so that I can then get all of this crap out of my way. But for the meantime, we're kind of in a little bit of a log. You know what? I'm gonna close that off just so we can go ahead and let's load these in, get that out of the way, and move these. Actually, no, the iron plates we're gonna hang on to. We can get rid of those and get rid of the wire. That's gonna be a good chunk of stuff done. I think probably we're going to actually switch to at source, or not at source, at receipt level, at receipt level smelting, I guess, for lack of a better term. So we've got all these remains and all we could use to make a bunch of biofuel, which would be cool, but I want us to be getting on with other stuff. Now, the unfortunate thing is, at the moment, we don't really have a great way of making screws. And screws are now our primary limiter. Not our AI limiter, but our primary limiter. Because we need them for nearly everything that we're working on. So that will be a nice thing for us to get finished. I'm trying to navigate and do all of the sliding at the same time as having to sidestep, because I can't set my glass of WKD down, apparently. I absolutely could, but I haven't taken a sip of it, and when I lift a glass, I feel like I need to take a drink from the glass. There's probably some kind of, I don't know, maybe an indication of some kind of thing that they used to call quirky, that there are different diagnoses for these days. But, you know, never formally diagnosed. Just happen to have a lot of the things that the internet says apply. I remember I did take a test though, like one of those things, you know the way there was the online test things you could take years ago that was just like, hey, so if you score above this thing, then it's possible you're neurodivergent. And one of the ones I took, I was just like, we were going through our scores and it was something like, if you scored above 45 points on this, 45% or whatever, then at that point, it's possible that you may be neurodivergent and should consult a medical professional in order to confirm the diagnosis, because this may be able to get different accommodations made for you. So myself and one of my mates at the time, no, there were four of us took it. Four of us took it at the same time. I came up and I was like, okay, alright, above 45%. Oof, I got 46%, so I'm just above what they think possibly may be neurodivergent. One of my other friends was like, yeah, I got 31%, so apparently I'm not neurodivergent. And one of the other ones was like, I got 17%, so I think I'm not. And then the other one, we looked over at him and we were like, how'd you get on? And he was just like, I got 92%. The way he said it, we lost our shit. We were in stitches because it was like, got 92%. I think we can safely say at that point there's a possibility there may be some diverging of the neuros going on at that point if this test is accurate. Probably wasn't, it was probably a bunch of bullshit, but you know what we mean. Okay, so it's not hog protein, hatcher protein. We can do this here. Oh, you don't have power. That's right. We should get you connected to, nope. You connect to you, and you connect to you. So you have those four going. You are going to be our stinger protein, and you're going to get our 5 done. And this is lovely. Sorted. We have going, okay, let's just make sure recipe. Where's the other one? Spitter protein. No, oh, we've got 2 of those, never mind. That's sorted, and we'll grab these here. A lot of alien protein, which is very nice, I suppose. We can use that for DNA samples, but what we're going to do for instead, we're going to load a bunch of iron rods. So we're going to need a lot of iron ingots. This is the unfortunate. We've got a whole pile of these ingots going in, and we can only load. It'll take a little bit of time before we're up to the level where we're fully automating a lot of our production. Let's get 10 of these and 10 of these. The iron rods will be useful because we can use those to make screws. So, yep, our concrete is all out the door. Very unfortunate, but we'll do what we can. So, iron rods will make screws. From the screws, we use those to make some of the other things. Should we go for the... Oh! Wrong thing. Let's go for the MAM. The MAM... Oh, we need wire for that. Well, that's unfortunate. You are loaded up. Lovely. As are you. You're completely full of those. So, you know what, actually? We're going to reverse this. So your production is going to go constructor, into organization, storage. There we go. Shouldn't I pronounce it marm instead of ma'am? No harm. It's marm. Is that a... I'm Northern Irish. Like, Northern Irish is the thing. Like, we say, like, ma'am. You know? It's something that we say, we'll say, you know, instead of saying it's like mom. That's a very English kind of sounding pronunciation of it. Whereas we would be more inclined to say something along the lines of it's like, ma'am. You know? It's like, ah, ma'am. Oh, you know, ma'am. Like, ma'am, your ma. your mom. That sort of thing. So yeah, I appreciate what you are trying to say, but no, we're not quite of that particular methodology for pronouncing. These here, so this will be 100 plus 40, so no, 100 times 4, that'll be 400 screws. That'll give us 400 screws. Britain and the UK, didn't realize Irish. Northern Irish, so it's a little bit of a weirdness. Northern Ireland is technically part of the UK, but also is its own separate, independent, sovereign state, I guess, in some aspects. We are part of the same United Kingdom that includes, like, England, Scotland, and Wales. But we are also, like, we have our own devolved government, which is about, well, I suppose, you know, we govern ourselves, I guess. We have our own elections, we put things through, and we generally say we're part of the UK. Northern Ireland is complicated. Yeah, Northern Ireland, it is complicated. It's freaking complicated. Yeah. Wonderful thing to try and explain. There are plenty of ones that when I do try to explain it, they're just like, oh, I love that. I've never been to Ireland. So, like, what do you guys find, like, ever since you started using the euro? And it's like, I use pounds. I pay with pounds for stuff. It was like, oh, okay, so, like, Ireland is part of the EU but doesn't use the euro? And it's like, well, no, I'm part of, like, I am a citizen of both Ireland and the UK. So I am both an EU citizen and not an EU citizen at the same time, depending on which passport I decide to bring to places. Like, if I'm flying over to London for work or something, then at that point, absolutely, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring my British passport. That British passport will be very helpful and allow me to travel really easily within the UK and generally stops me from having any additional random security screenings. But if I happen to bring my my EU one, I'm easier traveling outside of the UK, but it's more difficult within the UK because I'll get all kinds of questions about things and all. And it's like, why are you asking all these questions now? What I'm just telling you is, like, I'm from the UK. Or if I'm flying, I can't get duty free when I go on work trips because I'm flying from the UK to the UK. Despite the fact, if they flew me from about, what, 50 miles south? No, well, not 50. Probably about 100 miles south. If I was 100 miles south flying from that airport to London, I would be able to get duty free. Meaning, I would be able to get those big 1-litre bottles of Bailey's salted caramel, or the Bailey's strawberries and cream. You know, the really tasty ones. Or the time where I was so miffed. I lost out on the opportunity to buy a bottle of Gordon's gin, which was Sicilian lemon flavoured. It was on offer for £9 for a litre. £9 for a litre. The equivalent of like $11 for a litre of Sicilian lemon flavoured gin. Lost out on that. And it was, I was so grumpy, let me tell you. I was mad. I was very mad. The poor person in the shop, I had to apologize. Like, after I walked away, I had to walk back and go, like, I'm very sorry. I know you don't make the rules. I just can't believe the fact that I'm an EU citizen flying from not the UK, basically. Because, you know, we don't even have the same laws on a lot of things. But I can't get gin cheap. And it was just like, yeah, you're the 11th person I've had today from Northern Ireland. don't worry, you were far from the worst. And I was like, oh no, that makes me feel bad. Don't try to make me feel better. If you try to make me feel better, that'll make me feel worse. The poor guy, having to put up all that shit. So, we should have all these different things. While it's loading these, we're gonna go ahead and do we have? Yeah, we've got a lot of space in our inventory for dismantling. So let's do it. Let's dismantle. We're going to get all kinds of this stuff done. So, how do I... Oh, hold low. Oh, right. That's how I do a mass dismantle. Okay. Oh, this is nifty. That's very nifty, actually. Okay. Nice. So I can use this now. Reverse soup. Reverse soup? Is that also a thing? Oh, no. Oh, no. Yep, nope. Oh, shiza. That was unfortunate. Let's dismantle these. Get that. Oh, mass dismantle is like reverse it. Oh, I get you. I think I get you now. Oh, damn it. Yeah, right. So these things are leading all the way up. That power is fine. If we dismantle these... Oh. Let's get the biomass burners done. These are just kind of wasting resources. Dismantle these. Oh, nope. You are done. So is there a way to unselect an item from the deletion? I guess it's a bit of a silly question. It's probably not the silliest question you've ever heard, but it's probably within a top level. So these here, we can dismantle these. Get rid of that. So you will run up to here. Hit control again to unselect it. Oh, okay. I've got you now, I think. So these will all lead up that way. Fine. This will be part of our concrete production. That's a shit ton of limestone that we got there. Very good. Now, our iron... Yeah, I think we gotta look at smelting again. Okay, so... certain way to dismantle certain type of items. Yes, so when I am in the dismantle, I can set it and go, it's like, hey, so only dismantle this type of thing. And then that'll help out a bit. Right, so we should probably... 5, we've got a little bit of concrete to work with. I think we should scrap this whole damn thing. Excuse me. If we scrap this whole thing, we can start over again from somewhere better. I think we shouldn't be smelting at source. I think we should just be doing the mining. So at that point, Dankeschön. Wie geht's? I don't actually know, like, how to speak German. I just know the odd little bit. Guten Abend. Wie geht's? Ich bin prima, I think. The most German I actually know, and this is not even a word of a lie, is I would be able to tell you, is like alle warten auf das Licht, fürchtet euch nicht. Things like that. But, you know New York Yiddish. I'm not familiar with New York Yiddish. I just know one word in Yiddish, and it is the word meshuggah, which apparently means crazy, which tracks, to be perfectly honest, because it is exactly how I would describe the drum work and the guitar work and bassist work, as well as the weird little vocal rhythms. Everything's very rhythmic with that particular band, Swedish extreme metal band called Meshuggah, who I had never heard of for 2000 and... I've heard the word Meshuggah before. I know there is also, so it must not actually be from the same thing. There is a Swedish extreme metal band called Meshuggah, which I believed was, I thought named just after, it's probably inspired by the Yiddish word for crazy. They have a tendency to use really weird sort of things, so a lot of the time if you're listening to Meshuggah, you'll be sitting listening and you're going, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get to count a nice little 4-4 with one hand. One hand will be doing that. If you're playing it on drums, then at that point, probably your left foot is going to be on it, because your left foot on the hi-hat control is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your right hand, right foot, and left hand, on the other hand, are probably doing separate, different things that are going to completely fuck up your ability to concentrate. It is incredible, the skill with which they work. And I only find them because I, as a huge COD Zombies fan, decided I play guitar. I have a 6-string guitar. The COD Zombies songs are on an 8-string guitar. I should buy an 8-string guitar so I could learn the COD Zombie songs. It arrives, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to learn those songs. Okay, I've learned the songs. What do I learn next? What other songs are there on an 8-string? And I discover this song called Bleed. And the best way to describe Bleed is... So, to do the rhythm, I sort of need to tap on... Okay, this'll pick it up. So you're basically doing 16th notes, and in between each alternating 16th note, you will find a 32nd note, I think. So at that point, it goes like... Except you're going at like 235 beats per minute, and you are definitely going to experience some serious repetitive strain injury and probable carpal tunnel if you don't actually warm up going into that song. I know this from experience, because it's happened to me a few times. A number of times, actually. Yeah, it's part of why, you know, I got into the habit of learning to warm up before I played guitar. But, yeah, that's one of the ones that's more of thrashy sort of one. Some of their other ones are much more sort of blues or jazz inspired, a little bit of funk elements in some of them. And if you're ever looking for something, if you like that sort of like screamed, growled vocals, well, not so much growled. It's not like the sort of, this is the end of life as we know it. You know, it's not that low sort of growl thing. Instead, it's a higher sort of vocal fry thing, like flames of fire sweep through my head. You know, that sort of thing. Obviously, I'm having to keep the volume down to a reasonable degree because it's reasonably late at night, but that's the sort of thing. If it was during the daytime, I would have more freedom to do little bits of sort of things like that, but at nighttime, it's generally best not to be practicing your unclean vocals. Or your clean vocals, for that matter. Best not to do that. But that's my extent of Yiddish knowledge. My extent of what I know about Yiddish is... Oh, it will make me talk about Swedish extreme metal and guitars. So, yeah, there you go. I hope that that was educational for you. I definitely think my brain's a little bit weird the way it makes associations. So, all of the pipelines are now leading down. Can we get you down to... Oh, there we go. You find it entertaining? Well, good. I'm glad. Sometimes life isn't about learning and making sense. Sometimes it's just about the fact that you gotta talk shit every now and then. You know? Gotta have a real good time having a good old natter and learning absolutely nothing of value. That is the most important thing you can do. What are these feeding into? Are you loaded anywhere? Nope, you're not loading from anywhere. Ah, okay, that'll be a thing. So you should be receiving from something. Oh, you're leading us somewhere. You are loading, and as are you. So we're gonna have a crap ton of resources going. Nice. Gotta have a crack. Close. Close. I respect the attempt as well. So rather than saying like a crack, you wouldn't say it's like, oh, a crack. It's the crack. But you actually did the correct spelling of it, so massive, massive props to you on that one. Yeah, crack is, you would generally say the. It's actually quite funny because one of my friends actually went to do a gap year. Can you smoke the crack? That was exactly the thing that, like, that sort of misunderstanding that happened to my friend when he went and did a gap year in Montana. So he goes and he's like studying in Montana at the university there, and they're showing him around the dorms and everything and saying it's like, hey, so, you know, here are your things, like, this is your dorm, you know, because obviously it's Montana, it's like open carry and all, but if you want, we do have firearms lockers in each dorm room. And I was like, okay, when he was telling me that. I was like, that's pretty interesting. And then he was saying, it was like, yeah, so I actually got approached by security, like campus security. They actually wanted to have a word with me. I was like, campus security wanted to have a word with you? What the hell did you do? And I was like, well, like one of the people came along and I said, it was like, oh, how's the crack? You know, instead of saying, what's the crack? Like he sometimes says, how's the crack? Because how's the crack also can just mean, how are things? You can say, what's the crack to mean like, what's up? Or you can say, how's the crack to be like sort of, you know, how's the day? How's life treating you? That sort of thing. So he asked one of the people, how's the crack? Prompting this person who goes like, and immediately after they had left the room, after making up some pathetic excuse or something, they went and reported it to campus security and said, this guy's asking about like where can he buy crack. And apparently, according to my friend, the security guard that came over, we're talking like 6'5", built like a brick shithouse is the common colloquialism we would use here to describe someone who is really just big fucking burly one, built like a brick shithouse, you know? And this big 6'5", 280 pounds of pure muscle guy and all was just like, excuse me, sir, we've had some concerns raised that you were trying to purchase illegal narcotics. And he was like, what? Man, I don't even drink. And I was like, well, we had a report from someone that you were overheard asking how the crack is. We don't allow smoking crack in the dorms or anywhere. If we find any, you will be reported to the police. And he was like, oh, I'm from Northern Ireland. When we say, how's the crack, that can mean, oh, how's your day? Things like that. We don't actually really have crack cocaine in Northern Ireland. It exists, but nowhere near to the level that they find here in the States. So we just say, what's the crack? How's the crack and all? And apparently this big 6'5", 280-pound guy immediately went from, "Sir, we're just very concerned," you know, that very low voice. And as soon as he heard about it being a Northern Irish colloquialism, was like, "Oh my god, I am so sorry, sir. I didn't mean to cause any upset or like be culturally insensitive or anything." My mate was just like, "That's the fastest I've ever seen a human's voice change." His voice went up like 2.5 octaves just from me telling him, "What's the crack?" does not actually mean you're asking someone about cocaine. And yeah, I can completely believe it, because that's the thing. Some of the ones I know that have the lowest voices and all, as soon as they find there's any potential for embarrassment, their voice will go way the hell up. I mean, I would say for me personally, like, my voice is you know, it's not exactly low. I can make my voice go low. You know, this is my sort of head voice I would talk with a lot of the time. If I'm really sort of can't be arsed, I'll bring it down to here. If I'm really, really tired, I'll bring it into the fry sort of thing, you know. I can't be arsed, I had too much to drink last night, all of that kind of stuff. Or, you know, if someone's just like, "Oh, hey Reaper, what's that thing that they always say in Doom? What's that thing that they say at the beginning of Doom 2016? And it's like, "Oh, do you mean
those that tasted the bite of his sword named him Doomslayer."
You know? So I can make my voice go low, but my voice isn't actually that low. But if I see a dog, I'll be like, "Oh, look at the little baby. Oh, such a little pupper. Oh, what's a good little doggo. Oh, what's a cutie pupper." You know, I'll talk like that there. Which I constantly get told is like, "Yeah, that's just fucking weird to be doing like that." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, but that's partly also because I'm just fucking weird." I think what we need to do now, we should start constructing our second thing along. So if we go from here and we have this run, "You're so jealous of the Doom voice." Your voice is deeper than the Doom voice. Just you talking in the office and everything is one of those things where it's just like, I'm fucking mad at how deep his voice is. I'm sat here talking, it's like, "Oh, hi guys, how are you? You having a good day?" And then you're just sat there, it's like, "Hey guys, how are we? We having a good day?" And it's like, yeah. The Doom voice is literally just,
Bring it down.
it's not, it's artificial lowness. You know this. You know all about fry registers and all of that sort of stuff, so it's very fun to be able to do. But you can undoubtedly do it. Your voice is... If your voice did it, you could probably rival, like, Sovereign from Mass Effect without effects. You know the way he has that sort of, like...
Rudimentary creatures of flesh and blood.
But that's probably me shifting his voice up an octave. It's all about, you know, just... play about with your voice, have a bit of fun. You know? Practice throat singing. Have fun with that. I would absolutely love to be better at throat singing. It's such a fascinating thing when you see someone be able to. I don't know if you've ever listened to like the Mongolian band, The Who. Went to see them in the Empire Hall at one point, and... or not the Empire Hall, they were playing the Ulster Hall, sorry. Went to see them playing at that, and I was just like, this is so freaking cool. All these guys that are just sat here, like, with really cool voices. And then it gets to the low bit of Wolf Totem, where your man is like the that sort of thing, and you're just like, how the fuck? Like, that is just the ability for a person to be able to tweak their voice to change it so much and all, I think is just one of the things that I really love fanboying over, which is why I keep saying, Skid, so many times, absolutely, any of the stuff that you've done voiceover for, voice acting for and everything, dude, happily send that through. I love listening to, like, people, like, especially when I know how they sound in conversation. How I can hear them take that voice and just completely change it. That's something that I will always fanboy over, not gonna lie. So, let's see, what do we got? We could set a few things up, but I think we've deconstructed so much up here. Holy shit, that's a lot of ingots. That is a lot of ingots. Let's take those. Let's take these ingots, and we're going to move a crap ton of them out of here. We don't want them refilling, so we're going to dismantle this. We're taking the... Nope. Let's take a bunch of those. Leave the ore. Take a bunch of those. Sort, and that's us. Right. One of the funniest things I will say about the Doom voice, though, was it was probably about a year into my relationship with the other half, and so we're chatting away, and she's just in saying, it's like, I think the Australian accent's like the coolest and all, and I was like, alright, so you like sort of an Australian one, like that sort of thing? And she's like, not quite as stereotypical or anything. And I was like, right, so you'd probably want something a little bit more like this, where, you know, it's not exactly a complete piss take that you're doing or anything, you're just sort of talking like an Australian person would. It's not a caricature kind of thing. And then she was like, yeah, that kind of thing. And then it was basically me showing off the accents and all, because, like, quite early in, I had even, like, because she's originally from Zimbabwe, I had obviously done the thing that's like, right, so when you're talking to someone sort of from around Southern Africa, you sort of do the rolling the ass kind of thing, talking like you're from South Africa kind of thing. She was like, that's weird that you're able to do that. Used to be able to do like the New Zealand kind of thing too. Oh, bro, do you want a chip? A potato chip? Yeah. I can't chew, bro. I can't chew. I've got no teeth. Yeah, why don't you have a chip? Oh, no. I might look big, but I only eat plankton. Ah, that's very deceptive. Yeah, it's very misleading. You know, that sort of thing. And then she was like, what about, like, what's your favourite voice? And then at that point, I just straight up went, it's like, yeah, my all-time favourite voice that I have done, that I can do, is the Doom voice. And she was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, where you basically, you know, you're talking away and then you're just like,
those that tasted the bite of his sword named him Doomslayer.
and you feel the rumble of it when you're doing the voice. You feel it. It's so much fun to do because of the fact that you can feel your entire voice vibrating. And it's like, yep, that's my favorite one that I like to do. And she was just like, that. If you wish to use that kind of voice, sometimes, I was like, well, alrighty then. I didn't reckon it was going to be that successful, but apparently so. So yeah, it ended up being one of the things that, it's not just my favorite one to do for how fun it is, it's also one that occasionally I like being able to throw out just when saying it's like,
can you pass me the milk? I need milk to make a hot chockey.
You know, I'll sit and say it's like,
would you like a salted caramel hot chocolate or a chai latte?
just fun things to say. That's how you know I'm a lightweight. Because I'm talking shit like that after not even a pint of WKD. Yep, I'm a lightweight. But, so be it. Can we construct a smelter? We could do a smelter, or we could do... Ooh. Let's get 3 of these on the go. You won't work. You connect to here. You connect to here. And you connect to here. All 3 of you are going to be constructing iron plates so that we can upgrade our logistics. Logistics is where it's at. We need to improve our stuff drastically. So up here we've got all those things. A lot of ingots. So if we've got... Oh, damn it. We don't have a lot of ingots now. So I kind of made a redundancy there. We can get the ore going at least. Please. Okay, we do... Oh, we've still actually got a bit of stuff left over. I've been playing for 2 hours. No harm in having a fresh sip of fix-it bottled water. I like the fact that games, like, it's a game. So obviously it's all about, like, you know, play as much as you want. All that sort of thing. But it will also say, hey, why don't you relax a little bit? I think the... Oh, sounds like can crushing. So yeah, I think there's a bit of recycling going on outside. Because responsible, obviously. You know, gotta be responsible. Recycle your cans. But instead of just putting it into the bin as a can, well, not bin, the recycling as just a big can. Squash it down. Optimize the space in your recycling bin. Why the fuck am I talking like that? Who knows? I'm going to blame it on the fact that I've been awake for an incredibly long time today, slept very little last night, and I'm generally just a silly biscuit anyway. We're gonna say that must be it. So, we're going to get over to here. We're going to deposit some stuff. We can get an assembler constructed, I think. Can we? We can't at the minute. We can't get our assembler up and running at the minute. So we're going to have to grab some iron rods and some screws, and we're going to have to make our own rotors. That's what we're going to have to do. So, once we've got that up and running, it'll be nice, it'll be pleasant, it'll be easy, all of these nice things, and we can just go ahead and plunk it on in. All of the ores. Let's load them into there until everything is full. Load those, load that. Why the hell not? We'll have ourselves a little bit of fun with it. So those are online. You are giving me plenty of iron rods. I could use these. I could also use 92 of those. Damn. Alright, let's take these. But once we get our rotors out of the way, we can then, after that, call it for the evening. And we won't be back on until Monday, probably. Just because over the weekend I have a couple of things. I want to get a bit of footage captured. Ooh. Hey, Mint Mac Media. Thank you very much for the follow there. Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful little Friday night. You're actually tuning in just close towards the end of things, sadly. We're wrapping up by getting a few rotors on the go. We can get 18 of these constructed. But, yeah. We are going to do our best to sort of get a little bit more constructed since we have all of our nice little things on the go. Wanted to make sure following for the Monday pop-in. No worries. Well, for Monday is possibly going to be a change. I think we're going to... So this week we've been playing just Satisfactory, but I think next week we're going to be going back to our sort of general, a little bit sort of flexible schedule. So I'm doing a couple of things, or was doing a couple of things. It's just this week, obviously, because it's a high-stress week at work. It was a case of, a week where you know it's going to be high-stress, so you sort of plan something enjoyable accordingly. Where are the spiders at? The question is, are you asking because you want me to have the arachnophobia filter on? Because I have demonstrated what it looks like with the arachnophobia filter on, and I can't even remember if I switched it off. I did not switch it off. It's still on. It's still enabled, so we're going to keep it enabled just because you want me to suffer? Oh, okay. That's fine. Well, if you enjoy me suffering, then at that point you're probably going to enjoy some of the other things that I happen to do. Because, yeah, Monday we're going to be sticking with Manufacturing Monday. Friday next week we're going to be having an early stream one, which is going to be our Fantasy Fridays. Fantasy Fridays, we're going to be going through the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. And in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, our whole thing is we have set the challenge that we're not allowed to attack. The only way we're allowed to deal damage... What have you missed? You've missed... we've got our power lines automated. Our power lines are automated, which is nice. So we've got that going for us. We also... have just set up our other thing. We're going to move this to here. We are going to be wrapping it up shortly, but then, yes, next week we're doing Oblivion on Friday, which is going to be no attacking ourselves. We're only allowed to use summons and rage and sneak past stuff and all. That's the only thing we're allowed to do for it. Yeah, sorry, Matthias. I may have revealed your thing. Hey, I appreciate that, King Sisyphus. Hopefully your weekend will also be very nice and pleasant and not feature any kind of weird shit such as, you know, having to push boulders up hills. But yes. Yeah, I may have revealed... I think I've actually revealed who each of you are to each other, because we all happen to work together, for those that don't know. So Friday, it's going to be the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Monday is going to be... Well, no. Monday coming, Manufacturing Monday. Friday is going to be Fantasy Friday. We're not going to do an evening stream next weekend because I'm going to go get drunk and do an escape room with the other half and some of the mates. And then on Wednesday, I have no idea what it's going to be. But I'm thinking maybe we'll do a Warhammer Wednesday. Maybe we'll do a Warhammer Wednesday and we'll try and get a couple of Skaven from the box painted up nicely. Or maybe we'll do a Stormcast. Maybe we'll do one of our Stormcasts. That should probably be the thing we do. So we're going to need a lot of crap there. We can work with that. We're going to also need a lot of smelters. We don't have the iron rods we need for it. We're going to have to go and steal a few of those out of the fabricator. This constructor, let's take those. It'll still allow us to get all the stuff. So, smelters. We will construct a few of these here. So, 60 will be split across 2 of these. Oh, damn. Alright, screw you guys. Get out of the way. Slay the Spire. Drunken Escape Room is going to be very fun, I'm hoping. I'm not great at escape rooms at the best of times, so I imagine if I'm inebriated, that's going to be even better for the process. I'm definitely such a problem solver about things. But I'm glad that you're back on the Slay the Spire. I remember you talking about it. You were going to do some... Oh, you're giving Sparking Zero a bit of a break. Interesting. Because that's one that you have been very excited about this week. You've gone through a good chunk of it, in fact. We've got those, so yes, this could... Oh, crap. We need to move this stuff around, so let's get the iron into our inventory. And the copper, no, actually not copper. Yeah, copper, get rid of you. And we're going to load all of our other ones. So iron, you will be our primary thing. We'll get all of this crap loaded out. The iron ingots we can keep going, but all of this will move you all right to the very end, so that will hopefully make it so all of that gets loaded out. We'll take the other bits of iron ore and stack these in, and this will mean once we have all of this on the go, we're sorted nicely. We can now have this extend to there, and you will automatically start smelting. Lovely stuff. Yes. Are you still playing your sneaky, your rogue, with the triple crits? I think you were running. You were basically getting triple critical hits. Yeah, that's exactly the words I meant to say in exactly the way I meant to say them. Obviously, just fantastic use of the English language by me there. You load to here. What I said here there kind of made me think it sounded like I was saying meow. I'm sorry, are you saying meow? Am I saying meow? Do I look like a cat to you, boy? Gorky the Rock Gnome, level 5 fighter. Wait, are you multi-classing fighter and paladin? Smashing health bars. I thought you were getting the crits because you were a rogue. And you were getting a bunch of sneaks and everything. You're just a fucking tank. Alright then. Fair play to you. I see you're doing nicely. You're doing well for yourself. So we're going to wrap it here. We're going to save as Streamlands because we now have stuff on the line. And we've got a relative degree of automation and all. Astarian is your one. Right, let's have a look and see for anyone that is on Twitch who is online, and can we go raid? Do I have anyone online? There's a brilliant question. Ooh, okay, there's a few ones that are on. Hey, Collier is on. Alright. Let's head on over to Collier, because Collier is a good bud of mine. And I think playing through the Veilguard, that'll be pretty good to see. So let's head on in. Not aid, I just typed /aid. Otherwise, if you're on YouTube, I don't know how to direct stuff on YouTube. That is beyond my skill set, because YouTube I don't think is that great for it. Okay, we've got the raid ready and everything sorted. For those that are on YouTube, I will see yous on Monday. For those that are on Twitch, I will see you over on Collier's chat. And for those that I work with, I will see yous on either Teams or Instagram, because I'll be sending reels of stupid shit, undoubtedly, over the weekend. I mean, you already know, Matthias, that in probably an hour's time when I go to bed, that's when there is going to be an influx of reels, because I go to bed and I send memes for an hour before I go to sleep. At least an hour, in fact. But the rest of you, take care. Absolute pleasure. Good night to you, Skid. Good night to you. Wow, I went out of frame for that. Good night to you, Skid. Good night to you, Matthias. Good night to all the others that are out there and everything. Hopefully, you have yourself a great weekend. And I will catch y'all on the flip-flop.